St. Kitts Association of Backyard Gardeners recently elected a new executive to govern the group. Here with us is President Stepphen Duggins and Vice President Ms. Relda Warner. Good morning to you both and welcome to Good Morning SKN.
Good morning.
Good morning. It's a privilege to be here.
Oh, thank you.
Our pleasure having you, and congratulations on your newly elected post in the association.
Oh,
thank you.
Oh, thank you. So, can you tell us a bit about your new roles?
In terms of roles, perhaps I should give a background of the
Okay.
association. Sometime in 2020, around September, October, under the leadership of Stuart Versailles, there was a group of them thought they were having some challenges and wanted to improve and expand the association. So they invited a few of us and formed what we call a steering committee that was led by Mr. Sam Franks. And they gave us a 6-month mandate to put things in place and to get things rolling. I must say that in February of that following year, we had a first AGM, and the executive then was Mr. Sam Franks, president, myself, vice president. You had Relda Warner here as the PRO. You had Diana Francis as the treasurer. You had Sonara Busu as the secretary, and you have Karen Dickinson as the assistant secretary treasurer. And we also always have 2 people's rep. That was Conrad Kelly and Von Ward. That committee served for 2 years. Luckily, we had an opportunity to launch the association back in March of 2021, shortly after the AGM. We, in collaboration with the Ministry of Tourism and the Department of Agriculture, they had a prize giving ceremony, and we were able to launch the association. Well, I must say, things happened. We could talk about it later. But we're here today with a new executive, and I must say, for the benefit of the public, I am now the president, moved from vice president. We all don't want to move from PRO to vice president. We have Stuart Versailles backing as the PRO. You have
Diana
as
the secretary.
She moved from treasurer to secretary. And they have Monica Hodge as the new treasurer. And we have the 2 reps, Conrad Kelly and Von Ward, remaining as the people's rep. And I think I missed one. Yes, assistant secretary treasurer, Daniel.
Okay.
Gabriel, Knowing Gabriel.
Knowing Gabriel, sorry.
Yeah, and so we're looking forward to the challenge.
Okay.
We have just been elected. We have 2 years to make things happen. And I could tell you about some of the plans in a while.
Well, please, I'm going to ask you, what are those plans? I know that you're new, but...
But before you look at the plans, though, let me say the association was set up to do a number of things, and I'm going to highlight just 4. 1, we want to support members in attaining their social and economic goals. We could talk about how they do that by planting, selling, saving money. For every pound of food we produce, that's a pound less you have to buy from the supermarket. So you can save money, you can sell, you can make money. We also want to look at fostering the development and linkages with other institutions. We work very close with the Department of Agriculture, for example. We want to reach out to places like AICA, the Taiwanese, etc. And in addition, we provide support to the members in terms of technical support. We do farm visits. Well, I'll tell you some of the visits we would have taken. We do farm visits. We provide information. We are trying now to get inputs at a reduced cost. We have just recently issued ID cards to members. A number of institutions around St. Kitts have said, yes, you show me an ID card and you're a bona fide member of the association, we offer you a discount. So that is a plus, and that is one of the things that we're using now to encourage others to join the association. And finally, in terms of objectives, we want to continue to contribute to food production, not just in terms of numbers, but we want to ensure that the people of St. Kitts Nevis eat fresh, healthy food and more locally produced. So in general, those are the 4, I would say, summary of number of activities or objectives we have in our association. And we're really excited and we want to go.
It shows.
Also, we do have numbers of field trips to different farmers to see how they grow their crops, if they do them from seedlings, come right up. I do some seedlings myself. Yeah, and we went to Mr. Morris, we went to the guy in St. Paul's, and we were really, really, really blessed, and to see how their farms is, we were glad about it.
When I think about backyard gardening, I'm thinking something behind the yard. So can you explain what is backyard gardening for me? Because it seems like it's just our local, the goods that our local farmers produce on a big scale.
We plant in our yards.
Okay.
Where some people have their just outside their yards, because I have part outside of my yard as well. And you find if you come to my home, you'll be surprised. I plant even on the fence.
Okay.
Yes, I put pipe.
Okay.
And I put things in them, and I put in containers and everything. So every space I can find, I would use to plant in.
So those farmers that plant in the throws that are up, that is considered backyard gardening as well?
Yes. If you're not a commercial farmer, we have a quarter acre and that kind of thing, then we consider backyard farmer.
Okay.
And backyard, like well, say, extends beyond just the boundaries of your household. If you have a friend or neighbor house lot that is vacant, you can get permission, and we consider that also as backyard farming.
Okay.
Utilize the land, keep the weeds down, keep the place looking nice while they're waiting to construct the house.
All right, but that's advantageous for you and for the person who has to maintain the land as well. Yeah. All right, Ms. Warner, I want to talk with you a little bit about the technical support that Mr. Duggins mentioned that you provided. What can you tell us?
To the backyard gardeners? Yes. Well, when I was a PRO, I went out and helped, like go out and ask farmers if I can come with my group to see how they are. I would do seedlings, and I would go in the chat and I would say, hi, I have some seedlings, so you guys wish to have, and we share among ourselves. And if I go somewhere and I see something like, this looks cheap, okay, let me put it in the chat. Chinese have this, or Rams have this, let's go and buy it. And you know, even the spray bottles, I go and I saw them and I said, look, these spray bottles are $15. You go somewhere else, they cost a lot of money. Let's run, go there and buy them. That's what we do.
Let me add to that. The chat provides some very valuable information. Like Relda said, we share things. I might say, look, I have excess pigeon peas, I have excess fruits, and somebody will say, look, I want some. We sell, we give away free, or we share. Seedlings, if you have too many seedlings that you can handle in your backyard, you just announce it in chat, and person will be glad to take it and offer you maybe some compensation. I did not mention earlier, but we are about 65 members strong at the moment. We are growing, and we want to reach 100 before year end. And something we have 41, I think, 44 females, 21 males, almost 2 to 1, but we get in there. And one of the things I found is that a number of older persons in the chat, it's like a vent opportunity to say, oh, what I produced this morning, and we send pictures.
Yeah, nice.
We've been sending pictures, and we also start to monitor, as a request of the Department of Agriculture, our production. I could tell you for last year, we did over 6,000 pounds contributing to the economy. Nice. We have already decided our first executive meeting coming up this Thursday, we're going to set new targets. So we tell persons, let's produce more. And we want to show the Department of Agriculture and the Ministry in general that we are indeed making significant contribution to the economy. So that when we come and we say we need some exemption, this type of input, that kind of input, they can ask us, why should we exempt you and not somebody else? So we are doing that. Let me just say something out the bag. We want to establish a day for St. Kitts Backyard Garden Association. We think we have enough numbers and we have enough produce. We could say, look, call and figure out my head, on May the 10th, that day, all of us set our stalls and we sell and display our produce, and we talk to persons about how they could become members, some tips and techniques. We are looking at that. We have not yet selected the day, but we will choose the day shortly by the end of this month, and I'll get back to you and tell you, this day will be from here on, the annual Backyard Gardeners Day.
That's nice.
Doesn't that sounds very impressive?
Indeed. So what are some of the crops that backyard gardeners grow?
Anything. Primarily vegetables, a lot of lettuce. You have cucumbers, you have tomatoes. Well, what crops are you doing? That might be easier.
I do lettuce, tomatoes, cucumbers, sorrel, kale, the fruit, and then you have the kale that you can eat, the
leaves?
Yes. Okay. I do thyme, herbs, onions. Anything you could talk about is by me.
So do you do pumpkin and sweet potatoes as well?
I did pumpkin one time, but it took over the whole yard.
Okay,
So
that's what
I
I'm
cut
wondering
back that.
about.
I have
Okay.
the potatoes at the moment, so I train it.
Okay.
So every time I see it come out, I turn it back around.
Yeah, we do a lot of seasoning. For those persons who don't have the space, we encourage container production, be it tires, pots, pans, whatever. So you don't have to have a big backyard to be involved. A few pots or pans around your veranda, you can become a member. You can get involved.
And I also plant in tires as well.
Well, I'm not surprised you plan on the fence, so. Not surprised.
Made use of all of our
Not surprised
spaces.
at all. All right, so if you had an opportunity to tell the public like, why they should get into backyard gardening, anything that you didn't say before, well, let me ask you this in another way of saying it, because perhaps I don't have a backyard, but I have a ledge, I have a window. You encourage that as well? Is that something that we see a lot with some of your members?
Excellent. Like I say, once there's space, we encourage you to plant. And I taught agricultural science at school way back when I was much younger. And I used to tell the students, take a milk can, take any container, regardless of the size, and if you can't grow herbs or something, you should not be in my class. Because the common herb is so easy to grow. You just stick it and it goes. Time is a different story. Time hit and miss sometimes.
Okay.
But so containers on your ledge, fine. Once you have that love and you need to get some fresh, and hey, nothing is as good as when you're to cook, you just go and you clip off a piece of herbs.
Yes.
Fresh. Can't beat that.
I like that.
So,
You're a good salesman.
yeah,
I can see.
I hope at the end of this program I encourage you. Buy two small pots. We could talk to you. The other thing we want to do, again, we want to set up a technical committee. And that you have any problem at all, you don't always have to call the extension department, at Department of Agriculture. You could just put your problem in the chat, and within 24 hours, we will set a team would respond to your need in terms of what we think the problem might be. And most often, we'll try and visit your farm to guide you and direct you. And number of us are qualified agriculturists, so we have that benefit. And we have some person outside of the association who can call in as well. So I'll get back to your question later.
All right. Well, we've got people watching. I'm sure they're curious to know how they could get in touch with you. Join the association, perhaps.
Farmer Pierre, we'll answer that. Once you get the thoughts together, Relda has done a tremendous job in reaching out to people. Even in terms of subscriptions on, she reach you on your job, she get you if you can't come to meeting. She has been tremendous as a PR. A number of person wonder why he didn't put her back. We said no, you have a bigger role for her. So she's now the vice president, which she's got to do a lot more work now. But you can contact, I think our numbers are up there. We try to wear shirts at any function so people will identify us. Well, my number is public, 6628099. Well, the number thing should be
6641598.
And at any event the Department of Agriculture has, like Open Day and the Night Fair and so on, we participate. And at our stall, we always have little flyers and we encourage persons to come aboard, join us. And there are a lot of benefits, like I tried to show you. You get assistance you get technical assistance, that's primarily one. You get a forum, a community of like-minded people where you could ask questions, share your joy. I mean, nothing is better than the morning you see first, ooh, a nice arrangement. And look, flowers. You don't have to be food. A number of us are involved in horticulture.
Really?
So you have a nice arrangement to greet you in the morning, saying this is from my garden. You know, and some person can contribute to churches in terms of the art and so on. So you can also grow flowers if you like flowers. Agriculture is not only about food, but the horticulture business is $1 million business as well. There is scope for that.
Also, we have a banner.
Oh yeah, which we display when we have
Yes.
function. So you pass it through. And you see. Can't miss us. And we're going to be in your face a lot more. This new executive have committed themselves to really drive and build the numbers and make that impact nationally.
All right.
So do you folks have a headquarters?
Sadly, no.
Oh.
Most of our activities are held at the department. We work closely with the ministry, Department of Agriculture. We use the conference room for meetings, that sort of thing. We don't. Perhaps one day, we may get our own building and headquarters. It's a good dream.
All right. So, any final words before we let you go? Any final words to the public? Any final words about the association that you'd like to share?
Yes, if anyone would like to join our association, they can call my phone number 664-1598, and we also have the forms so that you can fill out, and you pay at $30, and then with that you're entitled to your ID. So you can come on and join the Backyard Garden Association.
I like that.
Yeah, and from me, I want to encourage all persons listening, even if you're not actively involved in farming, but you have that desire and that love, come and join us. I'm sure within a week or two, you'll start planting a pot, a pan, a tire, or you'll find some space in your yard. And you will not be alone. You have tremendous support from all the other members. We could start with seedlings. And what we're trying to do as well, there are some older folks who say sometimes it's a bit challenging to prepare the soil and get things clean up. We are trying to set up now a small labor force. A 3 or 4 person come here who look in work, the numbers, maybe the rate per hour, and we say, Mary, we understand you need some help. Okay, call John Brown at this number. He's willing to come and clean your yard for you, but it's on your own for now. Later, the associate might be able to offer a percentage of that cost. But we don't want to leave you out alone. And not all of us as physical as strong like Relda. So you may want some help in, trimming the bush to get started. We want to ensure that members can also get that. Don't use us and get your land cleaned up and then you don't farm. So become a member. We will help you with your preparation. We'll help you with your inputs. And we'll help you to make sure you get things going so that we could continue to feed the public fresh, local vegetables.